With the World Cup just around the corner, businesses need to be very careful. Hello, I'm Dominic Walker. Welcome to JMW's Inside Man YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and keep the conversation going in the comments section as well. So the England and Wales football players will be heading off to the World Cup very soon. Brewdog have been in the press recently. But what has happened? Lucy Marlow is a senior associate solicitor within JMW's intellectual property department. And Lucy, what is ambush marketing?
Well, ambush marketing is when a company tries to associate itself with an event such as the World Cup, an athlete like Ronaldo, or a team like England. And this association creates the impression to the public that that company is an official sponsor when it actually isn't. And as an IP lawyer, this is particularly interesting to me because one of the main ways in which the rights holders can clamp down on ambush marketing is by relying upon their intellectual property rights, mainly their trademarks. And for some events, specific legislation could even be in play. In the case of FIFA, they own 173 trademarks in the UK. Some of those marks cover obvious ones that you'd expect: World Cup, Qatar 2022, but also some really quirky ones that are less obvious, like Beyond Greatness. So with ambush marketing, if your business seeks to incorporate these trademarks, like Brewdog, for example, where they've been using, the words World Cup, you could find yourself facing a claim of infringement where you're asked to remove the ad or make payment to the other side by way of financial compensation.
And do you have any examples of this?
Yeah, I do. So back in 2010 at the FIFA World Cup, the Dutch Bavaria Beer Company placed 35 models inside one of the stadiums at a Dutch game, and they were dressed in branded clothing. And obviously this gained a huge amount of airtime, and to people watching, they would have thought perhaps that the Dutch Bavaria Beer Company was an official sponsor. More recently, we've seen Brewdog with its recent ads, where one of the taglines was that it's a proud anti-sponsor of the World Cup. So Brewdog are seeking to gain an association with the World Cup, but query whether or not this is actually ambush marketing and whether the public are being misled, given that it's using the word in anti-sponsor. Now, these are all large-scale campaigns, but you do get also smaller scales, which is ones that I'm often instructed to advise on. And this is often when smaller businesses just want to ride on the hype that surrounds these big ticket events. And try to gain an association. It could be one or two social media posts, or it could be a local pub that wants to sell burgers and call them the burgers X, Y, and Z's World Cup burger, or the FIFA burger. And these are all very good examples of ambush marketing, or potential ambush marketing.
It's an exciting time at the moment, Lucy, because businesses might be doing office sweepstakes and families will be getting ready to watch these games all together. Do you have any specific guidance for businesses who'd like to do World Cup themed marketing?
Well, the starting point is just to be cautious. If you want to gain an association with the World Cup, you need to think carefully. For example, don't use official trademarks. Be careful around risky themes like your product and the FIFA World Cup, the World Cup burger, for example, like that I used before. Think carefully about that. And, don't on social media repost official content. I often find clients facing claims surrounding that. So I'd say, think carefully, consider perhaps training your marketing team on these points, maybe even an anti-ambush marketing policy, gain legal advice. And on the flip side, things that you should be doing is thinking more so about more generic language. So, for example, if you were a hotel back when London hosted the Olympics, if on your website you said our hotel is within 10 miles of the Olympic Stadium. That's generic language, it's descriptive, that's acceptable. So think more along the generic lines. And another important point is that if you do try to seek an association with a particular athlete and use, say, pictures of that athlete, you should first of all ensure that you've got that athlete's consent.
And how can you and the team at JMW Solicitors help businesses who want some advice around this area?
So before you launch a campaign, when you're gaining an association, I would say it's really important to just get some clearance advice on that. So pick up the phone, get some advice as to whether or not it's a good idea and the risk exposure associated with that campaign. But if you do find that you're in receipt of a letter claiming that you've infringed and that you've committed ambush marketing offences, then again, gain legal advice, act quickly, and pick up the phone.
Lucy, thank you for your insight. And if you'd like to contact Lucy, you can email insideman@jmw.co.uk or call 0161 82 81 999. Please also subscribe to the JMW Inside Man YouTube channel for the latest legal news, hints and tips. I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man.